Have you ever felt like the world should be one big happy planet, filled with people who love and care for each other, working together in a joint effort to make the world better for everyone? Well, in truth, reality is far different. There are three types of people in this world. There are those who try to make things better for others. There are those who try to make things worse for others. And then there are those who take life as it comes. My biggest question is, why? Why do we have so many people who hate being victims, but do so little to keep themselves and others safe? Why are there so few protectors of the weak? And why are we seemingly surrounded by our endless supply of those who are willing to take advantage and abuse others? We have so many who believe that respect and privileges should be allowed to some and denied to others. But in a righteous world, all rights and freedoms are allowed to everyone. Personally, I think a lot of times the mental training that leads to the creation of a villain starts in the past. Some learn meanness simply by observing the mean habits of older role models. This is especially true when the past doesn't allow you to appreciate life. In truth, villainy can come to any one of us by being persuaded to the dark side. For example, let us take the quintuple friends in Columbus, Georgia, about a year ago. It was on January 27th, 2019. It was a cold, partly cloudy Sunday morning of about 56 degrees. We have 5 friends hanging out in the backyard of Mark Dreyer. Mark lived with his mom and dad at 2400 Broadmoor Drive. His parents loved and gave him everything he wanted, including a backyard platform clubhouse. It had lockable doors, insulated walls and windows, a lift-away platform bed, electricity, air conditioning, cable, and a 41-inch flat-screen colored TV set. His friends, Gary Blade, Bert Scoot, Jed Dennis, and Brooke Williams, called it the bedroom in the sky. Mark's TV was playing an old pre-recorded interview about the LA street gangs from many years ago. The show was done with a group of about 30 young black gangbangers from opposite gangs. And the topic was on the street gang mentality. The host asked a question of them.
I am the host, and I have just one question for you. How is it, with all the injustices you say that exist against your people, do you justify the selling of poisons like drugs to your own community, instead of you uplifting the women in your community? You glorify the demise of your own females by praising the pimping of them. And lastly, the mental and physical victimizing of your own people.
The group sat silent.
and looked confused for a few seconds, as if they were shocked that anyone would ever ask that question, especially since being gangster had become popular and mainstream since the introduction of gangster rap. After an awkward pause, one brave soul stood. While using his right hand as a knife-edged pointer, which he directed at the interviewer, he spoke, saying, "I ain't no fool. If I had a choice to be a predator or a prey, which would you choose?" Then he made a light fist with a hitchhiker's thumb pointing at himself and said, "I choose to be the predator." The rest of the gangbangers nodded in agreement. You see, the 30 gangsters believed that life gave them only 2 choices, when in actuality they had 3. You could be the predator, the prey, or the protector. Mark and his friends were motivated by the young gangster's explanation, not to do right, but to do wrong. They had for a long time discussed the playing of the knockout game, and now was as good a time as any to do it. So they climbed down from the clubhouse and hit the streets in search for a victim. Watch and learn next time as we see predators hunt to sustain their needs, while villains hunt to see their prey suffer. And sometimes villains get more than they expected.